Merry early Christmas. The NBA is coming back December the 22nd. The NBPA has approved the start date along with a 72-game schedule. It means this offseason is only 71 days. So free agency details are still being hashed out, but it is expected to begin late November, and then training camps will likely open December the 1st. Before any of that, how about a draft? November the 18th, so less than 2 weeks. It's going to go Timberwolves, Warriors, Hornets, with the top 3 picks. We're going to go to Bobby Marks right now and say good morning to him. What team is best positioned to handle what is a very compressed offseason?
Well, Nicole, I think it's a team that hasn't played since mid-March, and that's Golden State. They return a healthy Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They've got the number 2 pick in the draft. Steve Kerr returns. And they also have this $17 million trade exception that they can go out and build out their bench. So when teams like the Lakers and the Clippers that played into late September and early October are going to get out of the gate a little slow, I think Golden State has a chance to really kind of get to the top of the Western Conference here.
So we could also see the Warriors be active in free agency. But what other teams could we expect to make some noise?
Well, it has to be the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers, and it's more about getting their house in order. And what I mean is you've got the contract of Anthony Davis to work out. You've got 3 free agents with player options, particularly Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Rajon Rondo. And I think what the Lakers are going to have to do is make a decision between players like Rondo and Markieff Morris versus going out and using their mid-level exception. The second team is the Atlanta Hawks. And I say Atlanta because they are sitting in the pole position with $40 million in cap space here. We are entering year 3 of Trae Young. They've got the rookie extension of John Collins. I think it's now the time to go out and put a winner on Young, or we're going to be entering his last year of his contract with a team that's still in the lottery.
I feel like he said the Atlanta Hawks and waited for us to be like, oh, the Hawks. You mentioned his name. You've got Anthony Davis, and then you also have Brandon Ingram. Though there's the big free agent names out there. What, I don't know, under the radar guys should we be keeping an eye on?
Well, I don't know if he's under the radar just because he's probably the best point guard in the draft, but he's one of the ones that was undrafted 3 or 4 years ago, and it's got to be Fred VanVleet up in Toronto. And in his career, he's earned $20 million. He is probably going to earn that in the first year of his contract. And whether it be going back to Toronto on a long-term contract, I think to keep an eye on them if they're going to preserve cap flexibility for 2021, or a team like Detroit or New York. And the second player is Christian Wood. That is not a household name, but he's a great story. He's 25 years old. He's been in the league with 6 different teams. He's been waived twice. He's been claimed twice. He is a player that is probably going to demand a contract between $13 and $15 million, either with Detroit, maybe a team like New York, possibly Charlotte. But Wood is certainly an interesting name to keep an eye on here.
All in on a good story. I like it when you're watching the game, you're like, oh yeah, that guy. Makes you easy to cheer for a team that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily cheer for.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.